Pink 12U. For the Fall Championship Tournament put on by USSSA, broadcast by USSSA Sports Network. I'm Doc. I'll be your commentator throughout. Let's try it again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fall Championship bracket play between R3 Pink 12U and Vipers 12U. This is Doc from the USSSA Sports Network. Glad to have you aboard. We will be broadcasting 12U Open, and then following next will be 11U Open, and then 11U AA here. And then we also, on the same channel, we'll have the 10U bracket play as well, all the way through the championship. So glad you could join us. I want to thank USSSA for putting on the Fall Championship Tournament, as well as Tim Labus and Matt Grant for their tireless efforts. All right, so let's hit the lineups here real quick. So R3 Pink is the home team. On the mound is Aiden. Behind the plate, that would be Grayson. I forgot to note that on my score sheet. That's important. And then on the Viper side, I don't know who that is because it's a game time or a actual defense time decision. But their batting lineup is going to be Brooks, Chase, Evan, Reese, Lucas, Bronson, Jason, Ethan, William, and Colin. Leading off is going to be Brooks. He'll be in the batter's box here very shortly. But also just so glad to have you all join us here on the USSSA Sports Network. Okay, I'm just going to double check, make sure you all can hear me okay. And, whoops. All right, throw down, and we're about to get this first game underway. All right, here we go, folks. First pitch coming in from Aiden here momentarily to Grayson. Get things underway here in the top of the first inning. Aiden gets a sign, delivers the first pitch. Ball low, and this one's underway. So 1 ball, no strikes. Just getting underway here, top of the first inning. Obviously no score yet, as that's the first batter, Brooks. There's a fly ball into right field. Right fielder's going back on it. That's going to get over his head and go to the fence. And Brooks is going to lead this game up with a stand-up double. So that's going to bring in Chase. Evan on deck.
Let's go, Chase.
It's a good way to lead off the game with a double. Start things out. There's a first pitch from Aiden to Chase, called strike on the outside corner, and that's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. It's a ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Grayson back there. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Brooks at second base. The sun is directly almost in front of us here. There's ball 2. So 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike on Chase. Again, Evan on deck. Brooks at second. And a pitch. Foul ball. And that'll even the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly over to first. And that is 1 away. And that moves Brooks to third.
Now batting, number 2, Evan Assad.
So Evan steps in. Reese on deck. It's a ground ball foul. And it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Brooks at third. Aiden gets a sign. Grayson sets up. And the pitch. Call strike on the outside corner. And it's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes to Evan. And the pitch. It's a fly ball to right field. Right fielder going back. Back. Makes the catch over his head. What a job by the right fielder. That's going to allow Brooks to score. And the Vipers lead it 1-0. So 2 down. That brings in Reese. Lucas on deck.
Now batting,
Vipers out to a quick 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. And here's the pitch. Called strike. And it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. On Reese. Lucas on deck. Nobody on base. 1 run in so far for the Vipers. Top of the first here. And that is strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes.
Let's go, kid.
And here's the 0-2. Ground ball to third. Fielded cleanly. Over to first. And that is 3 outs. So 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left at the end of half innings. The Vipers won. R3 coming to bat. Coming up for R3 is going to be Aiden, Gage, and Chris. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, folks, we're back. Stepping in is going to be Aiden. On the mound is Evan, and behind the plate is Reese for the Vipers. Gage is on deck, and back ready to get the bottom of the first underway here in 12U Open bracket play at the Fall Championship. And the pitch. Ball just off the plate, and it's 1-0. We're here at Ed Radis Park, field number 2. There's a ground ball to first, fielded. Toss over to the pitcher, and they get him. So 1 down. That brings in Gage. On deck is Chris. One down. And the pitch. Ball high. 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. There's a ground ball to short. Nice job by the shortstop. So 1 down. Actually, I'm sorry, 2 down. My apologies for that. And that ball's going to drop between the shortstop and second base. Or excuse me, shortstop and left field. So Chris is on, Carson on deck. 2 outs. It's called strike. Pop foul out of play, and that's going to make it 0-2. And the pitch. Ball inside. And it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. That is Chris down at first. And Adrian's on deck.
Go one more, kid.
That's going to be ball 2. While Chris moves to second base on the steal. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a line shot in the right field. Oh, just under the right fielder's glove. R3 is going to tie this ball game as Carson is going to motor into third base with an RBI triple. So it's a 1-1 ball game. Agent stepping in. Ball high. And it's a 1-0 count to Adrian. Javen on deck. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the first. After 2 quick outs, R3 has had some stuff cooking here. It's ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Oh, sorry. 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't know what I was thinking. 2 outs is what I meant to say. Oh, here we go. Ball low, 2-1 now. Carson at third, 2-1 count on Adrian. And the pitch. Ball 3, that gets away, and that's going to score the go-ahead run. And R3 leads it, 2-1. And that's a 3-1 count on Adrian. And that's ball 4. And that's going to put Adrian at first with a 2-out walk to keep the inning going. Javen steps in. Raiders on deck. Called strike. And it's 0-1. Throw over to first. Adrian's back. So coming up next is going to be the Yardbirds and the St. Pete Wahoos 11U Open. Following this game around 10:30 or so. That ball gets away from Grayson. That allows Adrian to go to second base. Count should be 1-1. And it's ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Adrian at second. Vipers got 2 across with 2 hits so far this inning. Evan checks Adrian at second. He's back. And the pitch. That hit him. And that put runners on first and second. So back-to-back walks issued by Evan. With 2 outs. So 2 down. Ball 1 to Raider. Brock on deck. First base is Javen. Second base is Adrian. Adrian's now going to move over to third, and Javen to second on that pass ball. That's a 1-0 count to Raider. R3 is threatening more runs here in the bottom of the first. They already have 2. Called strike, and it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 runs in. Oh. And that is 3 outs. So 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and 2 left. At the end of 1, it's R3 2, Vipers 1. Coming up for the Vipers in the top of the second inning is going to be Lucas, Bronson, and Jason. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. Okay, well that is strike three. I was helping my
Now batting, number 99,
coaching mate,
Bronson Brown.
or coaching mate, broadcasting mate.
Go, Bronson.
That's one out. Brings in Bronson. And it's ball one. So on the same channel, you'll find 9U action. Ball low, and it's 2-0. Called strike, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-1 lead by R3 here in the top of the second inning. That ball's going to drop in for... Oh, they get him at first. What a play by the right fielder. Wow, that's 2 down. Great job out there.
Now batting, number 21, Jason Sanchez.
Let's go straighten it out, kid. Let's go.
Let's go, Jason.
So foul ball. That's going to make it an 0-1 count to Jason. 2 down. And make that 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. Top of the second inning. Aiden still on the mound. Grayson still behind the plate. Jason at bat with Ethan on deck. Ball in the dirt. And it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ground ball. That's going to get through for a hit in the left field. And Jason's on with a 2-out single here in the top of the second. It brings in Ethan William on deck.
Now batting, number 23, Ethan Savo.
Throw to first. Jason's back in time. And the pitch. Ball low. Called strike. 0-1. Jason gets his lead. Called strike 2. It's an 0-2 count to Ethan. Again, William on deck. Jason at first. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that is 3 outs. So no runs. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 1.5, it's Vipers 1, R3 2. Coming up for R3 is going to be Brock, Grayson, and Lane. This is Doc of the UCCC Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, folks, we're back. Bottom of second. Brock steps in. Grayson on deck. And the first pitch. Line side in the left field. That ball is down and off the fence. And to lead off the bottom of second, Brock is going in with a double. Just like that, R3 has runners at second base. Grayson steps in. Zane is on deck. Goes to bunt, and umpire says he went for it. It's an 0-1 count now. No balls, one strike. Check at second base. Brock is back. And the pitch shows bunt again. Just hit him in the leg, and Grayson will head down to first base.
Number 28, Evan Anderson.
So runners at first and second for R3. Still nobody out. That's going to bring in Zane. So Grayson's going to get a pinch runner because he is the catcher. And pinch running is going to be Gio. Gio is today's sub for R3. So after Zane, actually on deck is Aiden, so it's back to the top of the lineup for R3. So nobody out, 2 on. Bottom of second. And the pitch. Ball low, throw it down to third. That goes into left field. And here comes Brock. He's safe, and it's a 3-1 lead for R3. And that's going to move Gio to third, who's running for Grayson. It's a 1-0 count to Zane. And it's 3-1. So the 1-0 pitch, ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Reese. 2-0. That definitely prevented a run from coming in. And the 2-0 pitch. Make that 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Now it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Line shot, foul down the first base line. And that's going to be 3-2 now. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 1 run in. Gio at third, running for Grayson. As R3 continues to extend their lead. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit, and Gio scores. And it's now a 4-1 game. That brings in Aiden. Still nobody out. And the pitch. Ball inside. That's a 1-0. So 1 ball, those strikes. Zane at at first. Nobody out. Ball 2 to Aiden. On deck is Gage. Throw over. Nice stop That was Jason over at first base digging that one out to prevent it from going down the line, and Zane going to second. Foul ball, and it's going to make it 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. 2 runs across so far. And the pitch. Pull back in time from the bunt and make that 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And it's ball 4. So runners at first and second now.
Number 08, Gage Caballero.
And coach is calling timeout to go out and talk to his pitcher. And we'll see what happens here. Actually, there's going to be a pitching change, so let's find out who that is before we take a break. I got the number for you. As soon as we get that, we'll take a quick break. Just got to figure out who this is. It's like number 5, and that's going to be Chase. And indeed it is. So Chase is on the mound now. And with that, let's take a quick break while he warms up. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. All right, here we go. So Gage is going to step in. Chase is on the mound, like I said. Nobody out. That is Zane at second, Aiden at first. And here we go. First pitch from Chase. Ground ball back at the middle, fielded by shortstop. Over to second. They get in there, but not at first. So we'll have runners on the corners with 1 down. So runners at first and third. That brings in Chris. Chris singled and scored his first time up. Chase checks Zane at third. There goes Gage. And he's safe. Ball 1 to Chris. So runners at second and third. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Gage at second, Zane at third. And the pitch. Called strike. And it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. There is 1 out. On deck is Carson. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly. Over to first. And that is 2 outs. However, another run scores for R3, and it's now a 5-1 lead. All right, so here goes Carson. He tripled and scored his last time up, drove in an RBI. Adrian on deck. We are in the bottom of the second. Chase was checking on Gage over at third. And the pitch. That hit him.
Number 5.
So now runners on the corners. That brings in Adrian. Javen on deck. Adrian walked his first time up.
One more, Vipers. Here we go.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is strike one as Carson heads to second base. So runners at second and third. 0-1 count on Adrian. 2 outs. And the pitch. There's a line shot into center field. That's going to get down for a hit. That's going to score 2 runs. Or actually 1 run. They saved at third. Coach, the reason I said 2 because the coach was sending him and he put on the brakes. So that will still be runners on the corners. It is a 6-1 lead. Adrian's on with an RBI single. Carson at third. Javen steps in. Raider on deck. That's ball 1. And easily Adrian goes to second. And the pitch from Chase. There's a fly ball in the center, left center field. And he cannot come up with it. That's going to score 2 as Javen goes in with a double, a 2 RBI double to be exact. And R3 now leads it 8-1. That brings in Raider. On deck is Brock, who led off the inning with a double and scored. And the pitch. Line shot just off of Chase's glove. Nice try. Fielded by second baseman over to first. And they get him, and that is 3 outs. However, R3 picks up 6 on 4 hits. No errors and 1 left at the end of 2. R3 leads it 8-1. Coming up in the top of the third for the Vipers is going to be William, Cullen, and Brooks. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, folks, we're back.
Number 25.
Stepping in is William Cullen on deck for the Vipers. As we get things going here in the top of the third.
Let's go, Will.
And the first pitch. Foul ball. And it's no one count. So no balls, one strike. Just getting underway here in the top of the third. 12U open bracket play here at Ed Radis Field.
Let's go, Will.
Number 2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Cullen. And the pitch. Call strike 3. And that is one away. So the umpire checked down at first base and said he did go. Next one to bring in Cullen on deck is going to be Brooks. So back to the top of the order. Brooks doubled and scored his first time up in the first inning. And he is on deck. The ball low. And it's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Called strike, and it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. Top of 3. And it's a ball low and inside. 2-1 now to Cullen. Foul ball. And it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch. Foul tip. And we'll do 2-2 again. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cullen. Coming up next is going to be Brooks. And the pitch. Ball high. That moves the count to 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Cullen. And the 3-2 pitch. And that's ball 4. So a 1-out walk issued to Cullen. Brings in Brooks. Brooks
Now batting.
doubled and scored his first time up.
McGinnis.
And deck is Chase.
Let's go, Brooks.
Throw over to Aiden to first base to check on Cullen, and he's back. Throw over again. He's back in time. Nice job over there at first by Chris to ensure that ball does not go up the right field line. Just throw, pitch home. Just off the plate, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes to Brooks. Back in the first inning, he did drive it deep into right field as that ball tailed away from the right fielder. And the pitch. And evens the count at 1 apiece. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Top of 3. 1 run so far for the Vipers. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Throw it to first again. Colin back in time. And goes over again. And the 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball to right field again. Right fielder's under it. Makes a catch. And that is 2 away. Colin will remain at first base. That's going to bring in Chase. Evan on deck.
Let's go, Chase.
Ball just a little bit up. It's 1-0 now to Chase. It's a ground ball. That's going to get through for a hit in the left field. And Chase is on with a 2-out single, moving Colin to second base.
Let's go, Evan.
And with 2 outs, the Vipers has something going here.
Now batting, number 2, Evan Assad.
So Aiden checks. Colin at second. Colin's back. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. That's Chase at first. Colin at second. Evans at the plate. Reese on deck. There's a fly ball to center field. Center fielder's under it. Makes a catch. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left at the end of 2.5. It's Vipers 1, R3 8. Coming up for R3 is going to be Brock, Grayson, and Zane. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, folks, we're back. As Brock steps in, Chase still on the mound, of course. There's a base hit into the left field, and Brock's on. He's now 2 for 2. Double and a single. That's going to bring in Grayson. All right, called strike on Grayson. That is that moved Brock down to second base. Ground ball back to the pitcher, fielded cleanly, and that is one away. So one down. Brock moves to third. That's going to bring in Zane. Zane singled and scored his last time up. Foul ball out of play. It's going to make it 0-1. So no balls, one strike. Brock at third. And the pitch. 1-1. Called strike. And it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Brock at third. On deck is Aiden. And Zane also drove an RBI as well. 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. It's a fly ball in the right field. That ball is going to get down fair territory. And R3 adds to the lead, 9-1. It's another RBI single for Zane. That brings in Aiden. Gage on deck. With 1 out. Gio is going to go in and run for Zane. Chase gets his sign and delivers. Ball 1. So no balls, 1 strike. Gio holds it first. He's pinch running for Zane. Ground ball to second. Fielded over to second base. They get him at second. And Aiden will be on with the fielder's choice. So 2 down. That brings in Gage. Gage hit into a fielder's choice and scored his last time up. Chris on deck. And the pitch. Foul ball. And it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. And the 0-1 pitch. Called strike. And it's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes to Gage. 2 outs. Aiden at first. It's a 9-1 lead for R3. There goes Aiden. Ball way outside. And Aiden will hold at second base. It's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Call strike on the outside corner, and that is strike 3.
Let's go.
So they pick up 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left at the end of 3 innings. It's a 9-1 lead for R3. Excuse me. Coming up for the Vipers is going to be Reese, Lucas, and Bronson. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. Okay, folks, we're back. A new pitcher on the mound for R3. That's going to be Javen. Reese steps in.
Now batting, number 10, Reese DM.
Lucas on deck. Bronson will be the third batter of this inning. And the first pitch. Ball high, right back at us here. And gonna make an adjustment to the camera. For some reason that shook the fence really bad. Oops. It's a 1-0 count. Ground ball, third base from his knees. Oh, just what a play. A nice try. We'll give an infield single to Reese on that one.
Now batting, number 11, Lucas Trotton.
So Javen checks the runner at first. I believe the camera's back where it's supposed to be. That's real good. Throw down. And they get him a second. What a play. 1 down. So swing and a miss. Ground ball, foul ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Lucas. Bronson on deck. And the pitch. I believe that evens the count at 2 apiece. 2-2. Oh, excuse me, 2-1. Okay. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And now it's 2-2. So it was strike 3 as we originally had it indicated. And coach went out and talked to the umpire and got it corrected. So that's 2 down. So 2 outs. That brings in Bronson. On deck is Jason. Bronson hit the ball in the right field last time. And the 0-2. Or excuse me, the 2 out pitch. That's going to drop in for a hit. And Bronson's on with a 2-out single here in the top of the 4th. That's going to bring in Jason
Now batting, number 21.
with 2 outs.
Jason Sanchez.
Let's go, kid.
Right back to the pitcher, and that is 3 outs. And that's the ball game, folks. Final score here is going to be 9-1 R3. Coming up next is 11U action. That is going to be Yardbirds and St. Pete Wahoos. That's slated to start around 10:30, and we'll if you subscribe, we'll definitely go live, and you'll know that we went. The game's supposed to start in an hour, but we'll see what happens. All right. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us here on the Utah USA Sports Network's broadcast of 12U Open Bracket Play. Again, this is Doc. Thanks for joining us, and have a great afternoon, everybody. And we'll see you in the next game.